everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Now today I'm going to be going over my gear I use to make these videos. I know this is a little bit off topic, but I'm making this video for you guys who may be interested in actually starting YouTube as well. Plenty of people is actually starting a YouTube channel pretty much every day, and maybe you're one of them. Maybe you're trying to find a niche that you can actually build a channel around of, build an audience around of, but you don't know what type of camera you want to use. You don't know what type of lens you should get. Or you pretty much don't know nothing at all about videography. Well, I won't be going over videography, but like I said, I'll just be going over the camera gear I use personally to make these videos. And just a little bit of why I chose these pieces of gear that actually helped me make these videos. Okay, we're going to start with the camera. Now the camera I use is the Panasonic GH5. This is one of Panasonic professional level cameras. It is a Micro Four Thirds camera, which means that the sensor is twice as small as your regular full frame camera. But this camera shoots 4K at 422 10-bit, which is some of the best, highest quality codec you can find in the camera. The camera also shoots 400 megabits, which is pretty awesome. You have cameras like the Canon EOS R, Fuji X-T3, and these cameras are also shooting 400 megabit codecs. But the GH5 been out for a couple of years now. The GH5 still have one of the best image qualities in the industry, which is why I chose this camera. This camera also shoots RAW photography, which is one of the best formats to shoot photography in if you're planning to edit it later in post. This camera also shoots at variable frame rates, like it does 120 frames per second at 1080p, which is super slow motion. It does 60 frames per second at 4K, which is also slow motion. You can actually customize the dial on this camera to actually represent different video profiles, like I have it. I have a standard one set for it. I have a vlog, which is what I'm shooting in now, set for one of my custom settings. And I have a slow motion set for one of my custom settings. And it's so much faster by using these dials because it's easier for me to switch back and forth between picture profiles instead of just going to the camera and doing everything manually. This camera also has dual card slots. It has built-in time lapse, and this camera is just a beast overall. Now we're gonna get into the next most important thing that you should also think about when creating vlogs for on YouTube is your lens. Now I personally believe that the higher the aperture the better, which what I mean by high aperture, I mean anything below 2.8, so 2.4, f2, f1.8, f1.4, you know, apertures like that, because these lenses right here will give you a much better quality image instead of shooting with a lens like a 3.5 or f4. Now the lens I'm using right now is the Laowa 7.5mm. Like I said, with Micro Four Thirds, the sensor is about twice as small as a full frame camera. So with the 7.5, if you actually times that by 2, it's actually a 15mm full frame equivalent, which is why I got this lens, because it gave me that full frame look. As you see, I got the camera pretty close to me. I'm not too far away from it at all, so the mic is picking up my audio pretty well. You know, it captures more of the background. You know, it's f2, so it still holds some of the blur in the background. Like if you look at what's going on back there, you really can't see a clear image of it because it's a real shadow depth of field, which is why I like this lens. Now the thing about this lens though, the one downfall of it is that it's manual, and a lot of people don't use manual lenses when they do the YouTube because they just want their camera to be ready and go, you know, autofocus, boom. But me personally, I don't mind using manual focus. I learned how to use manual focus actually way before I really learned how to use a camera in the correct way. So using a manual focus lens don't bother me at all. And the mic I use to capture my audio is the Rode Micro Video Pro. Just a really small microphone. And with this microphone, with the small lens and the camera size, it's actually a really lightweight combo. I mean, when I have this in my camera bag, I really don't feel too much weight on my body, on my back. It's because this Micro Four Thirds system is actually designed to be lightweight, which equals less stress in your body. You just don't notice it as much as if you're carrying around full frame cameras and full frame lenses because they're just so heavy at the end of the day. But this mic is awesome. It plugs right into the camera. You know, it's not battery powered. You know, once you plug into the camera, it comes on automatically. You know, there's no special bells or whistles about this mic. This mic is just an all-around awesome working piece of equipment. Now what I use to actually stand my camera in a gear up on this table that I'm using on my desk is actually the Joby GorillaPod. You know, you see a lot of bigger YouTubers using this, even as they're trying to switch over to the Switch Pod right now. A lot of big YouTubers still use this GorillaPod system. Now I have the 1K because honestly I only use this to set this up on my desk, and maybe when I'm outside, you know, I don't need the newest one. I really just don't like setting my camera up or anything, but I'm starting to change that because I'm starting to get out more. You know, it's starting to get warmer out, so I'm starting to get out more, do vlogs outside. So, you know, I will be using this more often. Now another thing I use is a light, and honestly guys, lighting is so important when you're doing YouTube or when you're just lighting anything, period. And the light I use is the Falcon Eye Rolleiflex LED panel. You can literally stick this somewhere on a wall, somewhere out of sight, and nobody will even know that it's there. I mean, it literally take up little to no space. I do have this up on a light stand. I have it coming down on me from a 45-degree angle, or best as it can on this light stand. And it's actually a pretty awesome light. Now, it's not as powerful as say the Godox or the Aperture 120D, but it's like the service purpose, and I'm actually happy with it. And I'm actually thinking about getting a bigger one in the future. Who knows? Okay guys, now another thing you need to get is actually an ND filter, and these are really important. When you're shooting outside in broad daylight, you need these as sunglasses for your lens, because when you shoot outside, what will happen is that the raw light that will hit your face and your camera, it'll blow out everything be totally overexposed. And what this do is this actually help keep your settings at the proper level. And pretty much all you do is you just turn it, and as you turn it, this is giving you the proper ND stoppage to actually keep your camera settings at the proper level. So if you're shooting at 24p, and you know your shutter speed should be 50, but the sun is out bright and you know you're totally overexposed, you screw this onto your lens and you start turning it until you see your exposure hit 0 or wherever you want it. Okay guys, now this lens right here is my baby, and this is actually one of my favorite lenses to use because it has a super shallow depth of field. And this is the Sigma 16mm f1.4. This lens is a beast. Now this is the lens that you see me shooting a lot of my workout videos too, because I like the look on this lens better than I like it on the Laowa. Now the reason I don't use this lens to vlog with is 16mm, so you times that by 2. It's actually 32mm and it's super close. I have to stand my arm all the way out for me to even get somewhat of an okay shot. So how practical this is to use with everyday vlogging, it is not practical. And this is actually my go-to photography lens because I love how it looks for photography. Okay guys, and another thing I want to show you is a few videos back I did a video called Why Did I Start YouTube? Now my friend Lennar was actually supposed to be on that video as well, but our schedules didn't meet up. So I have a video of him right now that I'm about to play right now for you guys.
Hey guys, it's Len from Michigan Streets and Eats, and today I'm here to tell you why I started a YouTube channel. Basically, one of the things that I was looking to accomplish was to create something that was about Michigan. Many of the awesome things that you can do while you're in Michigan. So many people are always telling you about Chicago, New York, California, Florida, why you should come to these places, why these places are awesome. And you know, I just felt like, hey, you know, my state is a great place as well. I know it gets a lot of negative stigma from the media, and I just wanted to bring some of the positive things to light about our state. One of the things that unites a lot of people is food and entertainment and activities and things that you can do. In a way, I kind of think of it as just a grand tour. It's not just about food or a cool skate park. It's many things. It's about community, things that bring people together. You know, we all like to eat. We all like to find various new activities, and I felt like with this channel that would give me the opportunity to not only experience new places with my friends, but to give the viewer, even people who live in the state of Michigan, more options of things that they can do. You know, a Friday night where you have no plans can suddenly change right away. You know, a coffee shop that you never knew existed that's right down your street, we can bring that to you. It's like, hey, I want to go check this place out. It could even become your new favorite place. So definitely my main goal is just to continue to bring positivity, enlighten people on all the growth that's happening, not just with major chains, but with a lot of the local businesses, a lot of the efforts that people are putting into bringing up the whole state overall, not just downtown Detroit, but just all over Michigan. Many of the positive things that are happening, and just giving you an idea of what you can do while you're in Michigan.
Okay guys, thanks for tuning in for another video. What I'd like for you to do is hit a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to know anything, leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you when I can. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.